Vlog, episode 9, leg day. Let's get it. So, as I sit here on my front porch in a rocking chair, chilling, I just got a majority of my client work done. I just step away from the computer, take a quick break, and I had the full leg day written out that I'm going to do today and show you guys. And I can't feel more in a great spot than I am right now. Like, I'm just blessed, right? This rebound has gone flawlessly thus far. And as I begin to build in hard work sets to failure this week, like, my body is just loving it, soaking it up. It's burning through the food. And that's what we want. So today for legs, I'm going to drop the hammer a few times and see what happens. So I am beyond stoked for that. It is definitely going to be a lower total volume session. My plan right now is to do 4 sets of leg curls seated in 2 different rep ranges. So 2 high rep, 2 low rep. Then I'm going to do 2 sets of standing leg curls, follow that up with 1 set of adductors. Then I'm going to go into glute bridge and wear that puppy out and do the exact same thing I did last week because it felt so freaking good. And then going to do 2 sets of a superset of leg extensions for sets of 20 and really controlled precision rep leg press. And then finish that up with a cluster set of belt squats. So I haven't jotted down my notes. I might even do some lunges at the end if I have enough time. But again, 70-minute time limit. I am going to take some sets to the dark side, and I cannot wait for it. So, mega pump coming your way. The next video you'll see, I will be in the gym raging. So, enjoy. All right, here we are, guys. Elite exercise 1, seated leg curls. Now, I can't begin to tell you guys how excited I am for this leg session. Like, coming in week 2 of the rebound, and when I was writing this workout out, I was like, yes, I get to attack legs. And kind of my thought process on my legs in general is I want to continue to push the hamstring fullness and growth. Obviously, I have to hammer my glutes, adductors. I want to keep those nice and full. And then the goal is to try to make the few sets of quads that I do absolutely count. So as I've kind of said in my YouTube videos and on Instagram, like, I don't think I need a lot of volume for quads, but what I do think I need is I want to reset my form on leg press. I want to really adopt that Nick Walker approach with my leg press. And here's the reasoning. Like, I had to reset this 2 years ago and really begin to own the bottom position. And I think that I can do a much better job of negative, positive, and pushing into the pain cave deeper. So I'm not going to take his approach of not to failure. I'm going to keep that. But what I want to do is I want to match his rep tempo and speed and just, again, bring all-out war and punishment to my hamstrings and quads and glutes and adductors, because my legs are a strong point, right? But I definitely think they can level up. And if my goal is to place top 5 at Masters Nationals or potentially win a pro card, my legs are going to have to be just as good, if not better than they were at the show I just did. So I realized that they are a strength, but there's no reason that they can't be better. And that is something that when I'm in a 40-plus class, like, that's going to be to my advantage, right? Because a lot of guys in the 40-plus tend to have not so dominant legs as compared to the open. And I know in my heart my legs can stand with the open guys all day long. So the goal is just to keep leveling up. I love leg training, but it's going to be intelligent. I'm not going to be in here crushing 20 sets of legs like I've done in the past, which is going to detract from my back and arm growth. So follow along. It's going to be a great, great day. First work set, 20 reps, no let up, moderate weight. All 20. Here we go. Control the negative. Full stretch to the top. This is going to be a fight. Here we go. Halfway. Explode, control. Explode, control. Here we go. Halfway. Alright, that was a perfect weight. So I'll do this again for a second set. What preceded this was I did 2 sets of 12, just warming up, feeling the weight. This machine has like rough numbers on it. It's 3/4 a stack for 20. So set 1 there, you can see that was almost failure. So my guess is the second set will be the same weight. I'm not going to film next in a bunch, but what I'm going to do is the next set you'll see is the whole stack. The goal is 6 reps, super slow negatives, and then making sure the top positions on it fully stretch, and then transitioning into the contraction. What I want to think about here is isolate the hamstring, make it work. Do not jerk. Use the hamstring. 6 reps, rest a minute, 6 reps again. So 2 sets here, I'll just film one of them. So the next set you'll see. Next up, adductor. So what you'll find is I'm going to go hamstring, adductor, hamstring, glute, quad today. And that bounce back and forth is going to be nasty. Because to me, like when I'm thinking about training hamstrings and adductors, it's almost like one unit. I don't think about it as separate, even though technically they are. Some will say technically they aren't. So kind of hit them back and forth, it feels good. So I'm going to hit a couple warm-up sets here, get to the stack, get those hips nice and loose. And the goal here is just being safe, right? Because I did have that weird like adductor strain like mid-prep. I think I'll be 8 weeks out. And I don't want to risk tearing that because that's a terrible recovery. So what I want to think about here is just take my time, warm up, get to the stack, which stereotypically isn't heavy for me. I normally pin 2/4 or 3/4 on here, but today we're getting to the stack, do a triple drop and be done. So no back off here today, just triple drop set before we get back to 2 sets of standing or kneeling leg curls one at a time, whatever you call those. And get warmed up. I'll show you. Note that gap. You're doing big legs out here rolls on stage in the front and back shots. This is a necessity. I need you to watch this form, this effort, this intensity. This is what you need to mirror. It's going to hurt. It's going to be miserable. You will be sore for 2 or 3 days. It will hurt to bend over, but it'll be worth it. First growth is coming. All right, use my hands to assist on the first one. I hate starting out of the hole. All right, here we go. Lock in. One more.
Staring down the barrel, waiting for the final gates to open to a new tomorrow, moving with the motion, following the light that sets me free.
Now what's up? There. Oh, absolutely thumbing. But if you want growth, you need stuff like that. You need high reps, and you need a week of top set and back off where you push load like crazy. I am not at that point yet with my rebound. It will come in the off season, but it's too soon for that now. So instead, we offer intensity and cranking reps. Alrighty, old school Cybex single leg curl. Some people call this kneeling, some people call it standing. It's just one leg curl. It isolates me. It feels like I'm doing a preacher curl. I love it. After all the hamstring adductor work I've already done, I do not need warm-ups and field sets. I have 2 quarters on each side here, and I'm just going to crank. So my goal here is 2 sets, 10 full reps, 10 bottom half partials and out of the stretch position, and to really milk every little last bit of life I have out of my hamstrings and make it count. So you figure I've done 4 sets of hamstrings. This will take it up to 6, and I did 1 of adductor. So I'm at 7 sets total for legs so far after I finish this. So again, thinking about being mindful of volume, but being purposeful with it. So again, 2 sets here, 10 full reps, 10 partials.
Stranded in the open, dried out tears of sorrow, lacking all emotion, staring down the barrel, waiting for the final gates to open to a new tomorrow, moving with the motion, following the light that sets me
All right, here we go. Glute bridge. So for years, I was told squat, deadlift, squat, deadlift. That's all you need for glutes. And sadly, like, this never worked for me. I felt squats all my quads. Deadlifts, I felt that all my quads and spine. I actually felt that in my fractures too. But for glutes, for me, man, like Bulgarian split squats, walking lunges always made me sore, no matter if I even drive my knee over my toe. Like, it just works. And then glute bridge. This is something I've recently added in the last few years, and I do it religiously. This is something that's also I also want to get really, really good at, and this is a repeat from last week. So if you're eventually going to do the Barack Health program, which is after Johnny Cage, you'll get to see this little superset. So it's calves glute bridge, so the shortened position, 10 reps, right into full 10 glute bridge. So you get 10 shortened, 10 full length, 20 total reps, 3 sets. I do 1 set with 135, 1 set with 1 with 225, and we'll see how 225 feels. I had in my notes to go up to 295 because I did 275 last week. But if I'm feeling really good, I might just throw 3 plates on there and say fuck it. So let's get these 2 feeder sets knocked out, and then I will set up my camera and we will film my work set. Here we go. Here we go.
Moving with the motion, following the light that sets me
All right. 225 ate me up on the second set, so I knew 295 was the right call on that glute bridge. So hamstrings, glutes, adductors done. 3 things for quads, and then toast. So first thing we're gonna do here is leg extensions, and we're alternating sets. So it's not a rush between here and a leg press, but the goal is I want to pre-exhaust my quads and then go get to the leg press, and that way it's gonna limit my load to where I'm assuming my 3 sets will be 2 plates, 4 plates, 6 plates today. First up to 10, slow, controlled, owning every inch. I'm gonna do set of 20 here on the leg extension. So I'll show you the work set after I get these first 2 knocked out. This is gonna be a fight on both of these. Quads are already cooking. And that's exactly what I want. So all 20, all 10. Controlled, own every inch. Bigger, better quads. Let's go. Bigger, better quads. Let's go. Oh boy. All right, here we go. Final set of the day. This is gonna be a cluster set. If you watch the YouTube chest or push video I did with Chaz on the hammer strength decline or wide press, I'm going for 842 here, ultra controlled. I have 3 plates aside, which on this is pretty heavy, but I've been as many as 5 plates aside on this for a good set of 8, maybe even 10. I have to look back at my old videos when Alex and I were banging these aggressively. But I have the heel wedges here, you can see from Prime. And the simple goal here is just complete quad annihilation. But at the same time, what I do not want to do is really dip in and hit sets to failure where we're going to see me bottom out and hit the ground. So I will have maybe 1 or 2 reps in the tank left on every one of these little mini sets. The goal is cumulative sets. So I'm really hoping for 8-4-3 for 15 total. And I'd be thrilled. We're going to go 20-second rest periods in between each mini set. So let's get it.
All right, there you have it, guys. Wrap up in the locker room so I don't wreck on the way home. Let's be safe. And I'm still catching my breath and my legs are throbbing. So quick recap. I did 4 work sets on the seated leg curl, 1 on the adductor, 2 on the standing leg curl, 1 true work set on the glute bridge. So it was technically calves glute bridge, superset with a full glute bridge. Then it was into 2 working rounds of leg extension supersetted with leg press. And how I did that there was I did 2 field sets, 20 leg extension, 10 leg press with 2 plates and 4 plates. Then for my top set, I did 5 plates aside on leg press and 130 pounds on the leg extension. The leg extension I had to fight for 20, then go back in the back room, sit down, hit leg press, 5 plates. And listen, I really hope you see how I owned that weight and how deliberate those reps are, and how deep those reps are. And if you consider, like, I'm for the most part not a hyper flexible person, but I'm forcing the form with lighter weight. So eventually that'll be back up to 8, 9, hopefully 10 plates with that form. And if I do that through the course of this all season, my legs are going to do this without adding any volume, just simply progressing the leg press. So then I did a back off. So I dropped down to 90 pounds on the leg extension and I went hyper slow. It was the exact opposite. So I did hyper slow reps on the leg extension to make it awful and just feel like every rep I'm trying to dig out my quad separation. Then go back to the leg press. I had 3 plates aside. I moved my stance to a V stance and I just pulsed 20 reps in the mid-range. So not all the way down, not all the way up. And that ate my quads alive. And then to finish off the day, guys, I did 1 field set with 1 plate aside on the belt squat with heel wedges. Then I put 2 more plates aside, so 3 total plates aside on the rogue. And then I did a cluster set. So you can see there, it was 8, 4, 3. So exactly what I wanted, 15 total reps. Those last few reps were absolute, just hard. Not to the end, but it was hard. And I knew I could walk away from today. On the VNC, and I'm literally soaked in sweat. The reason the center part of my shirt isn't is because I have an undershirt on that sopped up all that moisture. So I am drenched. And then I'm home to, oh my word, I cannot wait for this glorious post-lift meal. So I encourage you all to train hard, eat big, and be a monster. Until next time, like, share, subscribe. Chris Evans TV. I hope you enjoyed that leg day.